Rise and shine, mothers and brothers and BFPs all over the world. Rise and shine. Let it grow and let it flow. Good Saturday morning to you. A loaded, back-to-back, booked day for me, cutting hair and making people beautiful. It's my kind of day. Optimistic and positive about everything. Even about the negative shit. Even about the negative comments on YouTube. You know what happens when you get negative comments? They should make you happy. They're not problems, they're not negative, they're just showing you how miserable they are. One of the things that I've observed is that you are not successful until you start getting haters, until you start getting critics. And one of the characteristics of most of your critics is this. If you're a YouTuber, most of the people who criticize you don't have a channel of their own. You go to their page, they have 0 videos uploaded, so they have no idea what it's like to plan a video. They have no idea what it's like to put out content. They have no free thought. They have nothing of value. That's the first thing. Second thing about them, most of them are broke. And they're jealous. They want what you want. People have even disagreed with me about that. Most of your critics on YouTube, if you're a YouTuber, are broke. And what happens is broke people want everyone else broke. You hear me? Broke people want everyone else broke. Everybody has 24 hours in a day and 7 days a week. Some people are great stewards of those 24 hours. Some people are not. Some people squander their 24 hours saying, I'm too fill in the fucking blank. Too poor, too broke, too black, too brown, too white, too gay, too straight, too what the frig ever you want to fill in the blank with. And it's all, every single thing is an excuse. Everything. Until you take full responsibility and get into full give a damn mode, you can never go anywhere. Your haters are broke, your haters don't have content, and you're not successful until you have them. I didn't start getting them until I had about 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then it's kind of like the Heath Ledger thing. Then the minute you ask for any money, people go berserk. I got something to say to that, okay? If you are producing something of value, there's nothing wrong with asking money for it. There's nothing wrong with demanding money. There's nothing wrong with charging a price. Your value in this world is based upon what you produce, as far as like your financial value, that is, not as a human being. I'm not talking about that, because I believe all human beings, born and unborn, have intrinsic deep value. I'm talking about your value in the marketplace. In the marketplace, how easily are you replaced? YouTube is a marketplace for those people who produce content on YouTube. If they all of a sudden disappeared, would you miss them or not? There's some of my favorites. The people that I subscribe to, I also support by either purchasing something in their links, giving comments, floating them money when I have it, when I appreciate it. And you know what? If you have cable television, you are showing your appreciation to the content creators and the content deliverers. So we're always paying tribute somehow, some way to things that we appreciate. My contention is that you're probably paying money to people who you don't even support. You're probably paying money and giving your resources to people who you don't agree with. That's why I think cable news sucks. I think that's why my eyes are more on my tablet and my phone and my laptop than they are on my television screen. That's why most of my watching, quote unquote, watching time of things that I watch is movies that I pick. I turn on the TV, I watch Netflix, I turn off the TV. I don't have the TV on for 6 hours a night until I go to bed. I'm not interested in that kind of nonsense. News is not content. I'm done with and I've been done for years with watching news for hours at a time. To me, news is very poor entertainment, and news now has become just emotional little hooks. That's it. It's not really news. It's not reporting. It's biased. It's partisan. It's bullshit. And I just give the big middle finger to any news organization, period. Hate it. Can't stand it. So, back to haters. And back to what you're worth. The more haters you have, pat yourself on the damn back, man, because that means you're doing something that's moving people somehow, some way. If you're a YouTuber, YouTube can provide additional income for you. YouTube can be a part-time job by itself. It can pay a bill. The average YouTuber can pay for their cell phone, their cable TV, put gas in their car, buy a new suit, pay a bill, that type of thing. YouTube can do that. You get to another level in YouTube when you can start paying your rent or mortgage with your videos and with your content. After that, your goal could be that you no longer want to go to work. Like go to a job and clock in somewhere in a damn mall or whatever. So what's interesting is, as that grows, you start envisioning a personal Independence Day. Some people are just happy with having their cell phone for free every month because they make some content. And the pennies that you get from YouTube, believe me, most people are making just pennies. But it's paying for your cell phone, and they're okay with that. That's perfectly all right. Some people work a 9-to-5 job to come home and make a video, or they make videos on the weekends. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The people that I know that are producers, closers, are the people who not only have content, but they're selling something. Their content is of value. And it's okay if they ask for money for that. If you value something, you tend to put your resources towards that thing or towards the creator of that thing. There's nothing wrong with that. There will be people who will try to make you feel guilty for expecting something in exchange for your work. You know what? I don't work for nothing. You don't work for nothing. Don't ever expect anyone to work for nothing unless you're doing a favor. My videos are not a favor to anyone. My videos are a business for me, and I'm proud of it. And the market has told me that my product is worth something, that my product has value. For every one comment or email where someone is calling me a stupid motherfucker, and I get it. You stupid old motherfucker. You're delusional. For every one of those, there's 200 people that say, I love your stuff. I can't wait to sit in your chair. I would love to be able to meet you. You're a great mentor. And that's how my YouTubing life has evolved. I'll never forget the first negative comment I got, and I was just like going back and forth with the person. And your job is not to go back and forth and convince people of anything like that. If people are stupid and drunk and just ignorant enough to, out of 100 possible good things that they can say, and they find one thing wrong, delete the assholes. I don't give a shit what country they're from. I don't give a shit what color they're from. I don't give a shit what they do or don't do with a penis. I don't give a shit if they're poor, rich, broke. I don't care who they are. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. You need people on your team. Now, what is your team? You are a coach. If you're making content on YouTube and people like your content, you obviously value the positive. You take into consideration the constructive criticism. But when someone, quote unquote, criticizes me constructively without putting a little sugar on it to make the medicine go down, then to me that says to me they're just negative. And they excel at just saying negative things. And I have no time for that, no use for that. Learn how to just shoot that stuff out. Just get rid of it. Never engage with idiots. Never engage with idiots. And when you start to get to the point where there's thousands of people watching you, there's going to be idiots. The chances is that there's going to be fools and broke-ass, broke-ass mindset people. And you just don't want to engage with them because they're going to be like that for the rest of their lives until they have a wake-up moment. But most of them are too lazy to even look for anything to improve their lives. So that's that's a huge piece of advice for anyone who's thinking of creating some content on YouTube and at least creating some income via the web. As far as your goals are concerned, it's not as easy as one might think. We look at certain people and how much money they're making, and you say, wow, this person, does these kind of videos and they have 3 million subscribers, and then you do some research and you find out they're making $350,000 a year, and you're like, oh my God, I can do that. And then you make a few videos, you get about 12 subscribers, and then you get discouraged that the world is not knocking down the door to get to your information. And what happens is, if you don't take the long view of everything in life, for instance, you want to build a house, it takes time. Houses are built one brick, 1 2x4 at a time. They're not built overnight. So you have to be very content with the process and the journey. But if you're so content with the journey, then you might take forever to get at it. So if you're a little bit gray, if you're a little bit older, and you have to have some damn hustle. If you're one of those do what you love and the money will follow and enjoy the journey kind of people, it's gonna be a very disappointing ride. Take my word for it, okay? The journey does not pump me up. My goal pumps me up. Fuck the journey. I'm working my ass off to get to a certain goal. That's all I have to say. Now, there's people who don't like it when I use a curse word. If that's the worst thing that I do, and you feel the need to point that out, then unsubscribe, go away, change the channel, go somewhere where it's all family-friendly content. And I don't necessarily view cursing as unfriendly family content. For me, I curse, but I don't take the Lord's name in vain. I try not to go over that line. That's something that you're just not going to see. And the handful of times that I've done it, my Lord, I felt so bad, and I just don't want to do that. That's not something I feel. I just don't like that. For me, that's how I operate. As far as like my other words that I use, I'm not that worried about it. There's some people who are just like the word police, the language police. That's who you are. You feel comfortable in telling people to not use certain words. Honestly, I take that in consideration, but it doesn't move me. If you have anything that's going to help me move, that's not moral. For instance, I don't need a morality checker watching my videos, and that happened a lot. And I understand where people are coming from. But I've learned in my own life, whenever I point the finger at people, there's always 4 more pointing back at me. So I find that for me, I am done moralizing people in my lifetime. I don't moralize anybody. Christian or not, I don't moralize anybody. This is not a pulpit. You're not in a church when you listen to me, and I don't necessarily feel the need to moralize you. If you want to know more, then you can private message me, and then we'll talk about things like that, because I'm always willing to do that. Those of you who have emailed me, I'm always willing to have private conversation with you. For people that moralize me publicly, I have no use for you. Go somewhere else and prey on someone else's vulnerabilities and guilt. I have zero guilt when it comes to my mouth and the words that I use. And I've paid the price for a lot of things in life. I've had consequences of a lot of things. So what you see and what you hear is the result of my journey. And it's highly unlikely that I'm going to change. So how powerful one must feel when they tell me how to live my life. Adopt that attitude. Adopt that attitude and that mindset, and you'll go 5 times farther than what you think, especially if you come from a religious background, okay? Because there's always people that are a little bit more like religious than you, and understand where they're coming from, but if you got to shut them down, do it. most likely they're used to moralizing people, and what you need to do is ignore them. And what's going to happen is they will go away on their own, because their audience is people who are guilt-driven and who move on guilt. If someone can send me information on how I'm talking, send me some damn information on some other things, not just your constructive criticism. So, and I've dealt with that a lot. And in my lifetime, I find that the further I get away from, I hate to say this, the further I get away from religious people, the happier I get. And I think even Jesus was the same way. He couldn't stand religious people. I know that for a fact. Anyways, haters are a good sign. Eliminate the negative. Don't engage with them. I will say this one more time. When you argue with an asshole, it's not very long before you can tell which one is the asshole. Because what happens is assholes will drag you into their assholiness. Well, that's a word now, isn't it? Assholiness. You don't want to do that. So disengage. And because critical people feed. Ready? Go ahead. There must be a guy that works in a mall. See, he's rushed. This guy just almost cut me off. And I guarantee he's going in the same direction I am. But he is... Well, we'll wait and see. He's probably got to clock in somewhere. So he's just asshole all the way to work. Doesn't matter. That's why I hate retail. That's why I fucking hate working retail. I work in a damn mall. Anyways. Where was I? Oh, when you engage with people, that's such a poor use of energy and emotions. I've said to you in the past, detach. One of the best things you can do is detach. When you work one-to-one with people, empathy is number one. That's the first thing you need to have. But in your business operations, detach. If you don't detach, you will waste emotional energy and intelligence dealing with putting out that little fire, or what you perceive to be a fire. Don't do it. Ignore it. Move on. Assholes will go away. They will go away on their own, because they will find someone else to engage, because they feed off of people engaging back with them. And this happens with educated, uneducated, whatever. Everybody, there's assholes from every demographic. And that's one thing you don't want to take part in. I hope that helps. For some of you that have a YouTube channel, be friggin' relentless. Relentless. Do not stop pursuing your goal. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be 50 years old, you're going to be 60 years old, you're going to be old and gray, whether you're male or female, and you are going to have regrets, and you are going to kick yourself in the ass for not pursuing your dreams. And in interviews with people in nursing homes, and interviews with people who are on their deathbeds, one of the biggest things that I've seen is that these people tell younger people, pursue your dreams. Don't give a damn about what other people think. Take risks. Don't care as much about what other people think when pursuing your dreams. This is a theme that I see over and over and over again. I think you will benefit from it. I hope that helps. Have a great day.